We had a couple of people asked to speak today, and the first one I want to introduce is someone that I used to work with up in the House of Representatives. Representative George Lambert from Litchfield is someone who has taken the importance of limited government and freedom from excessive government to a high level. I remember he got national attention back in 2011 when he put a bill in to block the so-called naked screeners at the airports. And he's always put a high priority on personal liberty, and I got to tell you what, he's definitely one of the more vocal leaders about making sure the government stays as small as possible. So at that, I'd like to introduce Representative George Lambert.
Thank you very much, everyone. It's a real pleasure to be here. You know, when I walk into a room and I start talking to people who are at the table, and they say to me, you know, they start asking you questions about things, you start talking to them, and you feel like you don't have to duck, and they understand at the same time, you feel like you're in the right place. With that, it's a real pleasure to be here. It was great to listen to people talking about axing Obamacare. The reality is they are hiring 16,000 new IRS employees to make sure they can collect the money from you to pay for it. You know what I find the most ironic thing about that? The union for those 16,000 employees wants to make sure that those employees don't have to participate. How many of you guys think that's impressive? You know what? Maybe we should all get a job for the IRS so that we don't have to actually suffer under this thing. Sorry, government, irony, just everywhere. You know, but I feel empowered all of the time. People make fun of me. I carry around this little book. Any of you guys ever seen one of these before? This is a New Hampshire. This is a Constitution. This is a federal Constitution, my New Hampshire Constitution over there. When I was in high school, they made me learn the New Hampshire Constitution. They made me read it. They gave me tests on it. You know what I found out? I found out that we have in our Constitution this thing called Article 7. How many of you guys love Article 7? If you aren't clapping, you haven't read it. Because Article 7 says that we have state sovereignty. I'm going to read it to you. I want to be precise. It says right here, I apologize for looking at the screen, not for you, for just a moment. The people of the state have the sole and exclusive right of governing themselves as a free, sovereign, and independent state, and do, and forever hereafter shall, exercise and enjoy every power, jurisdiction, and right pertaining thereto, which is not or may not hereafter be by them expressly delegated to the United States of America in Congress assembled. How many of you find that empowering when talking about Obamacare? Wow. Because when you learn about that when you're in high school, it didn't mean anything. But let me tell you, this is what it means to you today. When I got up to the State House and ran for office, they handed me, based on the Constitution, an oath of office. They made me raise my right hand. And they made me swear to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States of America and the state of New Hampshire, so help me God. And I meant it. When I read more of that document after taking that oath, I read Article 41 of Part 2 of the New Hampshire Constitution. And you know what that said? That said it's the responsibility of the governor of the state of New Hampshire to uphold the New Hampshire Constitution. And when you put those two stupid ideas together, they're like Legos that turn into power to say, at our borders, we get to say, your rules need to meet our power of government. When New Hampshire ratified the Constitution of the United States of America, number one on their list of things that we said in the Bill of Rights was important was that we do not delegate any further power to the federal government. It's called Article 10 by every other state, but on our list it was number one. Did you guys know that? Any of you who'd like a copy, I have a copy of that document for you. It is beautiful. I got it from the State Archives. I would love to share that with you. If you friend me on Facebook and you ask me for it, I would be delighted to make sure you get a copy of that so that you can share it with your friends. Because if we're going to fight the fight against Obamacare and the 13,000 other pages of regulations that we're all subject to just in New Hampshire, or the 2,500 pages of regulations that are Obamacare, or the 20,000 other rules that are associated. How many of you guys have ever read 20,000 pages of rules for governing you? Anyone? Yeah. How many of you guys like the idea that you're subject to that, and you didn't even know what's in there? Worse, the people you elect who voted for it don't know what's in there, and they said yes. Do you feel like you're being served by the government anymore?
No.
Would you like somebody to stand up and say, I'm sorry, but the government is a service business, and you're the servants, and you represent us, and we're the customer, and we want good customer service? Anybody interested in that other than me? I'm ready. And in the last couple of years, I have demonstrated that I will stand up to whomever wishes to defile my Constitution. I've stood up to the Department of Homeland Security and managed to try to get on the TSA watch list. That's a scary thing. I work in the airline business for a living. Oh yeah, my day job, I run a software company that does work for airlines. I was going to a conference right after that, and I wasn't sure they were going to let me on the plane. But you know, someone, somewhere, at some point has to say, we're going to follow our own rules and enough is enough. How many of you guys think enough is enough? Someone must stand up, and New Hampshire is unique because we have a constitution that says we can say no, and it's got to start somewhere, and I say it starts here, I say it starts with these people, I say we tell our friends, and all of a sudden everyone starts to feel empowered because they have no right because I didn't give it to them.
Hear, hear.
But I have a surprise for you. All of the people on the left tell me the Constitution is an ancient document and is historical. Miss something. And I've never said this, I don't think, at a microphone before, and I'm going to scare some of you. I know. I'll read it and see it on YouTube tomorrow. The Constitution is unique. And with that, it is a document that to be an elected official in New Hampshire or anywhere else in the country, you swear to it. This document protects the people from the government.
Hear, hear.
And every time you get up to take an oath to it, it says in there, you're protecting the people from you. The people representing us don't remember or understand their oath. Let them read it. Let them put it in context and realize that you never had to subscribe to the Constitution. It doesn't matter. This document was telling them, the day they said they're starting, that we are going to protect you from us. And then we took an oath to that. And I'll continue to do that every day that you and your friends let me serve you. Help me spread the word. Help us stop Obamacare. Let's set a new standard in America for accountability. With your help, we can do it. My name is George Lambert. I appreciate the opportunity to stand up here with you. And I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, George. It's good to get out and get people a little energetic, you know?
I could ask for jumping jacks, but I didn't think that would go over so well.
I appreciate it.
Croc TV.